Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Welcome to you all on the online classes with Tripti Sharma. This is our English language class for Standard 6. Our topic is Parts of Sentences, Chapter 2. This chapter will include the definition of sentences, parts of sentences, what is subject, what is predicate, and how to remember the difference. Practice time, a sentence without a subject. Let's find the subject, revision time and assignment. Now what is sentence? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. It means a sentence has a group of words that tells something meaningful. For example, I use gel pen to write. Rishi is going to play. But students, just imagine if the words in the sentences get jumbled. We are taking the first example. It is I use gel pen to write. And if the words get jumbled, pen use I gel write to? It is quite meaningless. It is also a group of words, but this group of words is not giving you any meaning. So such a group of words that is unable to express a complete thought is not supposed to be a sentence. Each sentence has two parts, a subject and a predicate. Now the question comes in mind, what is subject? Because generally people say that king and his subjects, it means subject here means people. But in English, the meaning of subject is different. Children, subject in a sentence is the person or the thing that is doing an action. We can say the subject in the sentence is the person or the thing that can be called a doer. Another definition is the subject who tells who or what the sentence is about. We can understand it with the help of the given example on your screen. The lion is sleeping in the cave. So students, first find out the verb. So what is the verb in this sentence? Is sleeping. Good. Is sleeping is the verb. Now we shall ask a question by placing who or what before the verb. So the question will be, who or what is sleeping in the cave? And the answer comes the lion. So the lion is the subject. It's very easy to understand. Students, it was very easy to understand subject. It was really quite easy to find out subject in a sentence. Now, how to find out a predicate? First, let's know the definition of predicate. A predicate is the part of a sentence that tells what the subject is doing. We can compare predicate with a naughty child in the class. Students, just imagine that there are few naughty students in the class who always disturb, who create disturbance. In that case, the teacher calls the naughtiest child and make him sit close to her. Now, the student doesn't focus on his work. Instead of studying, he starts looking at others and and trying to make complaint of others. Same is the nature of predicate. As the naughty child looks others, he focuses on others. The same way, predicate always tells what the subject is doing. The focus point of the naughty child is other students to find out their mistakes and make a complaint. The focus point of the predicate is subject, what the subject is doing. Example, the lion is sleeping in the cave. So students, first you have to find out the verb. Verb is sleeping. So is sleeping in the cave is the predicate. So why is sleeping in the cave is the predicate? Because it is dictating what the lion is doing. All the focus is on the action of the lion because lion is the subject. So the focus of the predicate is sleeping in the cave is on the action of the lion. Students, we study definitions. At that time we feel that we understood it very well. But actually later when we start practicing we find it difficult. So there are some very basic things. So here we will understand how to remember the difference between a subject and a predicate in a sentence. So students, the steps are same. First you will find out the verb of the sentence. Then you will ask a question by placing who or what before it. What the answer comes to the question will be the subject. See the example on the screen. The cat is sleeping in the sun. Is sleeping is the verb. Now we will ask a question by placing who or what before the verb. Who or what sleeping in the sun? The answer comes the cat. So the cat is the subject. Students, here you notice one thing that is very important, that subject will be a noun or a pronoun. So students, there is a sentence on the screen. Rohit and his brother run on the beach every evening. And here we have to find out subject in this sentence. The first step to find out the subject is to find out verb. So what is the verb in this sentence? The verb is run. Now second step, we shall ask a question by placing who or what before it. So who or what run on the beach every evening? What's the answer of this question? The answer is Rohit and his brother. So the answer is the subject. So what is subject? Rohit and his brother. Dear students, often you will be asked to find out subjects in the sentences without any subject. For example, sit in the corner, go to your classroom, do your work, etc., etc. So let's take the example given on the screen, sit in the corner. This sentence begins with a verb and we don't find any subject here. But in this sentence, the speaker is giving a command to another person and might have said, you sit in the corner. So students, we assume that the subject in this sentence is you. Self-assessment is the only thing that makes our path to success easy and sure. Because self-assessment helps us to evaluate ourselves. It helps in the evaluation of our learning. So let's see how much we have learnt. Here is an exercise on the screen. Students, you have to find out the subjects from in the given sentences. You will follow the same steps. First, find out verb, then ask a question, placing who or what before it. Whatever the answer comes will be the subject. So, do this exercise in your notebook. Students, in this chapter we studied about the sentence and its parts. Sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. And the two parts of the sentence are subject and predicate. So let's revise it. What is the subject? The subject is the doer, or the subject of the sentence is who or what the sentence is about. How do we find out a subject in the sentence? The steps are very simple. First, find out verb. Then ask a question by placing who or what before it. The answer that comes will be the subject. For example, the cow is grazing in the sun. Verb is grazing. Question will be who or what is grazing in the sun. The answer will be the cow. So the cow is the subject because the sentence is telling something about the subject. Dear students, we know that predicate can be compared with a naughty student in the class. What does a naughty student do? He always tells about others. He doesn't focus on his work. His focus is on what others are doing, and he informs the teacher about others. Same is the nature of a predicate. The predicate in the sentence tells what the subject is doing. Example, the gardener is watering the plants in the garden. Is watering the plants in the garden is the predicate in the sentence because it is dictating what the gardener is doing. Students, the gardener is subject in this sentence. Students, there are some very easy exercises for you to do. Students, we know that practice makes a man perfect. So we can be perfect in this chapter, in this topic. So let's do the exercise. You have to do all these exercises in your notebook as well. First is you have to choose the correct option. There are two sentences and you have to complete them with the help of the given options. The first sentence is every sentence has two parts. What are those two parts? Yes, you know very well, you can do it. And the second sentence is the part which tells something about the subject is called? Yes, you know this also. Very good. Now let's proceed to next exercise. This exercise asks you to separate the subject and the predicate in the given sentences. And there are 5 sentences on the screen. Students, you will follow the same steps. First, you will find out the verb. Second, you will ask a question by placing who or what before the verb. And whatever the answer comes will be the subject. Dear students, discipline is the key to success in life. But without discipline, there is no life at all. That's all in this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe and healthy.